What I'm about to share with you is not intended to strike fear. In fact, quite the opposite, it is meant to educate you. I'm not ignorant, I don't think. However, I do know that there's things I don't know anything about, and I meet a lot of people on social media that help me. For instance, a Native American. One who is a true to heart Native American who practices all cultures and does it in a wise sense even though he's not as old as he may seem or sound, told me a story about spirit guides and animals and how to feast yours. After doing so, I saw a fox. Typically, without hunting for one, you don't see a fox in the woods because of their cunning ability to hide. Then I looked up what it means. Among all the obvious meanings, one stood out to me, specifically. One that said that seeing a fox was an invitation from the spirits of the forest, so to speak, to communicate. How would you do so? How would you communicate with the spirit of the forest? Google it. One image stood out. You see, human beings can only see a certain spectrum of light. But that doesn't mean that there aren't entities around us that can and see the spectrum that you can see. They don't speak English exactly, but they do know pictures and symbols. So finding the right one, drawing it, might be your way of accepting said invitation. Don't be afraid, because I am not. As if anything wanted to fuck with me. It would be pretty easy to do so, as I am not very hidden. So the fact that I saw what I saw, and I drew what I drew, will tell them that I don't intend them any harm. In fact, quite the opposite. I would like to help, and I won't ask for anything in return. Because I know how the law of balance really works. I know you're out there. Ever since I wrote the image on my table, the movement, the shifts, the oddities significantly increased. A lot. So I guess the next step is figuring out the language. Off to the library I go.